So we've got a hunter. Well, they're both hunters. This one seems to be a ranged jerk. So we're going to attack them. Cut. Sometimes a weapon or spell simply isn't well suited to penetrating an enemy's damage reduction. When the attack hits, the DR will wipe out all but a small percentage of the incoming damage. So it looks like that happened there. You'll hear your characters complain about it when it happens. Take heed, note the damage type that's being blocked, and switch to a weapon or spell that does a different damage type. So, Kalisha is using a crushing weapon, and he is strong against crushing damage. But we'll just keep bashing away at him. He can't have that much hit points, so. There you go.
Come on, we have to get back to camp.
No, we gotta take his shit first, though. His shit, not a shit. Pardon me. Was that everything? Okay, apparently I've looted them. Alarm! Ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding. And the camp's over here. Well, it's either way. Well, I guess that's the only way, really. Okay. Hey, jerks! Well, I guess we'll attack. So I have... Do I have special attacks? Let out a terrifying yell, frightening enemies in the area of effect. I can get a second wind, which I think heals me, it looks like. It adds endurance, okay, so... What I will do is the barbaric yell! Oh yeah, kebab lord. I'm all over it. Hey, are you doing anything? What are you... Really?
Death to our enemies!
Get to our enemies! Stab them in the butt!
What you need?
I need their items, please. That's what I need. So I can get shields and hatchets. Oh yeah, I can put these in the stash. I forgot about that. So I don't have it in,
What you need?
Please loot him. So I don't have to
Ready when you are.
worry about, inventory space as much. Oh dear! All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Kalisha puts the back of her left hand to her mouth, as if to ward away some poisonous vapor. Who farted? A handful of dark figures stands above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, and other various pieces of human anatomy, jerking their axes for bodies, as if from half-split logs, one of them, towering and severe with a thick beard tasseled with knots and bits of French fries and foam from beer, holds a wet blade at the neck of the man you recognize as Hearken, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. So, I have a missing dialogue option here because I do not have the sufficient lore. So I can ask him why. We have not trespassed. We merely wish to pass through. I don't know what they did, but I didn't have anything to do with it. Murderers, you will pay with for each life. You will try to kill us all either way. Why make it easy? 4 is mighty tempting, yeah. I think I'm gonna go with 4. Ignorance bears no absolution. I've seen your group's purpose. You are trespassers and plunderers all, and we will see this outrage avenged. So, you have 1 rank and a disposition reputation. These reputations represent how people perceive your personality throughout the world. Even seemingly nasty reputations will be favored by some people, and benign reputations often bring out the worst in certain people. No disposition is inherently good or bad in Pillars of Eternity, but If your main character is a priest or paladin, you must be careful not to misalign their dispositions with what is favored by their deity or order, respectively. For the main character only, their dispositions will modify their effects of holy radiance and faith. That's for their abilities. So, yeah, I mean, that was probably a shitty thing to say, but that's fine. So I say again, lay down your arms. Don't trust them, they mean to kill us all. Say, we are innocent in this, will you not listen to reason? Only a fool attacks a weak enemy while a stronger one yet lives. Rush the man before you can react. Put down your weapons, very well, let him go. Stay armed. If I put down my weapons, we're all dead. Well, you know, you take the good with the bad. This is not about min-maxing and picking the exactly correct answers. We're playing a role-playing game. We're playing a role. We're playing the role of Kumragh Darkfist, the scourge of the island, the Fire Archipelago, or whatever the fuck it's called. We're a character of deep complexity, with many nuances. I want to express those nuances through dialogue choices. It's gonna be great. So let's see, what's Kumragh gonna say? I could rush him. Don't be hasty. This is a very barbarian choice, for sure. Or this one is actually more hasty. I like to think that Kumragh is soft but firm. I don't know what I'm talking about. The man considers, looking you up and down. Yet. He shoves Hearken toward you. As he does so, the man rakes his blade across Hearken's torso. Hearken screams and stumbles forward, a wide gash in his clothing beginning to bloom crimson. The man sets his feet to engage you, his axe raised high. He's got bruised ribs. You need to get the fuck back. Let's just advance you guys. Oops, that's not how you do that.
How can I
See
help?
what happens initially here. Okay, so we're just gonna charge him. Actually, if they're all three gonna attack, we should start by eliminating some of the weaker members. Now, does he have any particularly good abilities? He's basically a rogue, it looks like. I'm gonna try to blind the leader. Any spells and abilities and Pillars of Eternity have a limited number of uses. An ability that can be used a number of times per encounter will have all of its uses restored when combat ends. Abilities that can be used a number of times per rest will only be restored when you rest at an inn or use camping supplies. Very good. And then you have Knockdown. Shoves an enemy with enormous force, knocking them down. Yes, please. Knock down. Oh, we already took care of him. Well, fine. Fuck him up. Okay, well that wasn't too bad. Glenfathen leader. Your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companion is now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. Uh-oh. The wind is breaking. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good, good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. Hey, O'Toole, welcome! You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it was rending you apart from within. Seated against a wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom, slashed across the chest and bowel, Odima's body stirs, and with great effort, he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Oh man, I want to get their loots. Too bad. Storms are coming. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Straining against a gale that threatens to pull you off your feet with every step, you set your hands in the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With a last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Yar, I've sailed in many a storm, Yar. Hearken trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by his early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers who had been feigning death lunges for Hearken and topples him onto the rocky ground. What a dick! Strained, Hearken lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break hold. They are close to you, despite the wind from your position. If you were to throw your weapon at the attacker, you would have a good chance at hitting your mark. Oh, I see, Kebab Lord. So that's why. Okay. I have a good chance at hitting him. I have extra weapons too, so I'm just gonna go ahead and try it. Go for it. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Hearken loose. Lurching to his feet, Hearken clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Hearken to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. Well, it's not that, Kebab. It's that I didn't, I wouldn't have any reason to do it if I hadn't been told directly. There is a deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. Checkbooks are in complete disarray. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. Loading.
Get to the chopper!
Oh.
Was that?
A Buick. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside. Can you walk?
Alright. Hearken is not in great shape. You can see that he has a debuff that ruins his constitution. I also have one, because of that, that disease. And we're also getting journal entries so that we can learn how to, roleplay. So, we have some items in our stash, that are very handy for us. We could go with 2 axes. What do we think? What do we think about that? It's kind of a Kumragh sort of thing to do. Hey, Grimmeth's hosting me. Are you out there, Grimmeth? Thank you very much. But 2 axes is definitely the correct answer. He has a potion of minor regeneration, Shields endurance, and then he's got some lockpicks, it looks like. So I'll give him these other lockpicks that we have.
Just say the word.
Alright. Switch to new weapon sets by selecting the weapon icon from an individual character's action bar. Very good.
Not a problem.
The lower level of the ruins has been blocked off by fallen rubble, so it can't go down.
That should be far enough. But what now?
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home. Narco Jen is now hosting the channel. Gotta figure out which story option to go with. What happened out there? Who attacked us? Yeah. What happened out there? Windstorm, of a kind they only get in Air Glanfath. Not too many people live through them, so it's hard to know what's true. The Glanfathan word is Beowick. To them, it's the gods' way of reaping the souls of the land they couldn't find their own way out. But they'll take a living soul as soon as a dead one. Still got yours? I never had one to begin with! I record videos on YouTube, you see, so my soul has been forfeit for quite some time. I think that there is O'Toole. We'll find out. I don't think that I get, like, perfect... it's not like having two of the same weapon equipped as far as rolls and stuff. Who attacked us? Glenfathans. Those would be the hut dwellers Odimo warned you about. Look to be Fangs of Gallowayne, who are the twitchiest of the lot. They go ruin to ruin looking for fights with colonists. Poor Odima. I think you have expected this once we lost the main road. Yeah, we'll look into it, Katie. I actually should have checked while I was equipping. The Glenfathan said we trespassed in the ruins. I don't believe that. Odima would never allow it. But as much as the Fangs are hotheads, Glenfathans don't attack without being provoked. Either they saw something and got the wrong idea, or she glances down the passage beyond, or there's looters in here with us. That's not something we need right now. What about everyone else in our caravan? Felicia's lips press together and her chin rumples. Her voice is faint. The wheels got hold of them now. And she looks up. Gods grant them better luck in their next lives. You don't seem too upset about this. Well, I disagree. She seemed affected. Felicia looks you in the eye, a volatile current running beneath her voice. Maybe you just don't know me enough to know what upset looks like. And maybe I've seen worse, too. Seen worse and kept on walking, because there's nothing else to be done. Because there's other people you care about who still need you. Let's get going. Hayden takes a step forward and his knee buckles. Before anyone can catch him, he stumbles to the ground, his cheeks striking the time-worn cobbles. You clumsy idiot! You and your wound! On unsteady legs, he claws his way up the wall and back to his feet, but his stance is shaky, like a sailor walking on land after a time at sea.
Could we maybe stay here and rest a few hours? I've lost some blood. It seems quiet off to the left. Might be a place to rest there.
You've discovered some camping supplies. You can use these to rest in the wilderness or dungeons, fully restoring all of your character's abilities and health. Easy difficulty allows you to carry more camping supplies, but hard restricts them severely. If you fully run out of camping supplies, try to find an inn. Most have cheap rooms available. Okay. Yeah, Kalicia's pretty badass.
I hate to say this, but we can't afford to stay put. Those Glonfathans were riled about something. Could be we got company in here. Looters will be armed and ready to kill, and there's probably a lot of them. We can't be caught sleeping in their beds.
Please, I just need to lie down for a while. Then we can move as fast as you want.
Maybe you didn't hear me. We are gonna die in here if we don't get moving and get this place figured out before the looters come back. We've either got to find the exit or a damn good place to hide.
A dilemma, dear viewer. We've got to take the risk and let him rest. We need all three of us at full strength. Or Kalicia's right. We have to press on. We don't know what we're up against. Could be Pooner. I can never remember how to say your name. Portensis. Kumragh, my friend. What would you do? What would you do? So... he is kind of, I guess... yeah, I think he's very warm. Yamoni. Kumragh is warm. Let us rest.
This will be the end of us. No offense, but there's people out there I'd much rather die for.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's exactly it, O'Toole. So we're gonna go...
ready when you are.
Over to the left. Let's see if we can find a nice, cozy spot to lay our heads down and rest.
Wonder who was here. See if they left anything useful behind.
Well, it's almost like somebody is living here. A mace. And then we also have, are these camping supplies? What are these? A hammer and chisel. It looks like it's just for sale. Like, and then we can also get some camping supplies. Okay. Small shield and a torch. We'll take those. Okay. So then camping. Also,
Ready
let's
when you
take a
are.
look at. It actually doesn't appear to penalize us. O'Toole, I think it was. Yeah. So when we dual wield, I'm. Wait, no. It does penalize us. We do the same amount of damage, but our accuracy is diminished for both. So we don't have. We have 25 accuracy. With 2, and then with 1 we have 37. Yeah. That's a good question. Let's take a look. Wait, where's the torch? Where'd it go? It does actually, a torch is considered a weapon. That's interesting. Yeah, that's true too, O'Toole. True too, O'Toole. I think we're gonna leave the torch off then. Let's stick with 2 axes. Let me ask you a question. Oh, I can change these colors, right? Fancy. We'll change those later, I'm sure. This is fine. What was it, maroon before or something? Doesn't matter. Okay, we're gonna camp here. Camping allows your party members to restore lost health and receive a camping bonus. Camping will consume a camping supply. So we can either receive just a plain old reduction to the damage that we take. We can also receive a multiplier to any healing effects, it looks like. And these are not available to us. I think we'll just rest in.